Hello, here's my vlog for the 7th of September. It's 8:11 in the morning, man. I slept last night. Haha, that's so awesome. I was watching Last Kingdom Season 3 last night. I think I got halfway through, like, episode 7. I was watching it while I was stretching. And then it got late and I got tired and I was watching it in my room and in my bedroom and while I was in bed and until I got tired until maybe like 3 in the morning. Yeah, so I got like maybe a good 4 or 5 hours of REM last night. Maybe I even dreamt. I don't remember having dreams, but I feel rested, so it's great. I'm getting up in the morning at 8. I'm ready to go. It's moving forward very slowly. Yesterday, the exercise that I did was stretching. That was all that I did. Pretty sure. Yeah, I didn't go to the gym at all. I woke up yesterday extremely, like, wasted. Like, completely exhausted. You know, yeah, I'm surprised by how, like, exhausted I am, but so for a month or the rest of the summer I'm just gonna be taking it like, not pushing myself too hard. And so what I'm gonna do, I think, is like, for when I first get started, the one technique I'll use is I'll stagger the exercising, like, and like lifting weights and running and riding and stuff. Stagger that with the stretching. So, like, I'll do a day of that, of hard exercise, and then a day of just stretching, a day of hard exercise, so that the day of stretching is kind of like active recovery. Yeah, I think I was really tired yesterday, beat, because the day before, when I went into the gym, I think I lifted like 21,000 pounds. Because I went in there kind of late. I wasn't hanging out, helping my mom all day, and ran out of time, and it got dark, so I stopped. I didn't want to work out in the dark because I was already kind of tired. But the thing that I did when I first went in there was I ran 3 miles on the treadmill in 28:40 or something. It's just the farthest I've run since I started exercising again. I think I did a mile or maybe 2 once. And yeah, just that running, I think it was what wore me out. So I was just stretching all day long, and yesterday, for the first time, and I think I think I got myself limber, like a lot more limber in the hips just from that one day, because when I was watching TV last night, I was laying in bed and I had my legs, like, my feet together and my knees down, testing my limberity, and they pretty much like flopped all the way down like a kid. And they weren't doing that before a couple days ago. So my goal is to one of my sports that I'm gonna do is gonna be, I'm gonna be focusing mainly on just endurance stuff. But what is this? I have a punch meter on the back of him, on his back. It's not made to do that, but it's the UFC one, and it works. And then I have one there and one there. So I'm gonna come up with a martial arts routine for YouTube that everybody can do, that's like standardized with certain movements and maybe a few of them. But in order to be able to, like, kick him in the head and stuff, do the routine like Van Damme, you have to be limber. And so I'm not even gonna try that until I've limberfied my legs. I haven't been exercising, and so I don't have muscle. The muscle kind of melted away, and so it's if I stretch a lot from the very beginning of my exercise, it'll be way easier to get limber, like maybe even easier, or as easy to get limber like Van Damme, like a gymnast, than it ever was for me, you know, because I can build the muscle as I get limber myself. Have all of this muscle that I have to stretch out. But yeah, I have to. I actually have no choice but to get back in shape because my left hip is hurting all the time in the ball socket, and also my left ankle hurts all the time, and it's a really uncomfortable type of pain too. It's like inside the ankle, and it's not those super sharp shooting pains, but it is a sharp shooting pain, but not like excruciatingly painful. But there's like it's more than one bone, and it makes me not be able to walk right, and so yeah, I need to just get back in shape so I can even walk right. So, but you know, I was kind of thinking to myself last night, am I happy with my website? And I actually am, because you know, my mom definitely thinks I'm far enough along, and Kirsten was telling me that my website was already looking great and awesome, but I was actually using it last night. I was watching Vikings last night, and I looked up on Wikipedia the years of season 3 that I was watching, which was the years 892 until 902. I guess they do them in 10 years or something. And so I was looking at the timeline, my history timeline, the vertical part, and I didn't get around to the horizontal, but when I start watching it, I will, to try to trace what's happening. I think I'm not Vikings, I was watching The Last Kingdom with Alfred the Great. Because I watched the first 3 Kingdoms with Kirsten a few years ago, but then more seasons came out since then, all the way to season 5, and I was watching season 3, and I already watched season 3 because I know the blonde. I remember when the blonde girl, the seer girl, got strangled and they found her in the bog, and I'm watching her, and she's still alive in this one, but I don't remember anything that's happened. So I know I watched it, but I think, like, when I was watching a lot of the shows, even the good shows that I was watching with Kirsten years ago, like, I didn't really watch that much of it in the shows. Like, I basically wasn't watching at all. I was just hanging out with Kirsten while she was watching it, and because I was working on my website. Like, I was working on my website the entire time I watched shows with Kirsten. I never once wasn't working out like that. And she never really paid that much attention either. So I'm like, I do remember the part where his girlfriend Gunda or whatever strangled the old man to break the curse that he put on her when she was a child. And I guess Gutrid, now he has to strangle the girl, and that's why he strangled the girl, to break the curse that he had. Can't remember what a curse he had, but her curse was barren. She was barren. But yeah, that's the only part that I remember. But yeah, and then I laid down and fell asleep. It was pretty basic. I'm gonna go. Oh, my mom. I was talking to my mom yesterday, and she wanted to drive up to Estes Park because she got a Nissan Leaf for $2,000. Leased it for 2 years for $9 a month. She pays more than that, like $50 a month, because she got all the extra like insurances and stuff, roadside assistance. But it has you have a limit of 20,000 miles, but she's just a little old lady, 82-year-old lady, who just drives around town. So for her to reach that 20,000 miles in 2 years, it's going to require, you know, a few road trips in the mountains. So I was trying to tell her, look, we got to use those free miles, because she also gets free charge. The bike park is like a mile down the road from her house, so when I go to help her, I just drive my car and I drop her off, and it's free charging. So she gets free charging and a free 20,000 miles. So she just has like a free car. So, and she charges at her house too at night. But so we were going to drive up to Estes Park. So I said, well, let's just go ahead and go to the top of Trail Ridge Road, you know. And she's like, Oh, well, you know, a couple weeks when I get my registration insurance or whatever, I get the free park pass. So we'll do it then, like next week when I get it. So but we decided to do another trip in the mountains today. So she said like at 11 she's gonna come over and we're gonna drive up to Lyons to have like a hamburger and a beer. Like there's this brewery slash restaurant up there that we go to a couple times, Oscar Blues or something, and then drive up into Allen's Park and come back through Ward. So maybe come up to Gold Hill would be fun. So that would be good. So she would kind of become reacquainted with the hills around here and know what I'm doing when I'm riding my bike. So that's what we're gonna do. So what I'm gonna do is go. I'm not gonna have a breakfast because my appetite hasn't really kicked in yet. Oh, night before last, I went in and blew $70 on sandwich fictions, and so I made like 3 sandwiches yesterday. So from now on, the food that I eat, basically my main staple is sandwiches, which I think is the best way to eat because it's the most delicious. They're always delicious, and it's the healthiest because you're mixing all these vegetables together, and then you get your carbohydrate fix with the bread, and so it's all good. My appetite hasn't really kicked in, so normally if my appetite is, I'd probably wake up kind of hungry and I would have a big old breakfast like normal people, but I'm not. You know, I got up this morning, you know, with still the same problems that I always have, like my hip hurt and my ankles are hurting, like really bad actually. Ankles are hurting really bad. So my cute little ferret slept like at the head of my mattress today. Oh, there he is, that little guy. When I got up, I picked him up. Yeah, so, man, last night I heard like my big metal. I have a big metal chaise lounge out there with a big metal side table. And I heard it go clang yesterday, so I ran out and it was my little ferret. It was like pegged under it and was getting out. He was trying to use it to jump onto the deck. I found him running around on my deck twice. But the problem is I live on the 2nd story, so if he falls, you know, he'll die or get away. Once he did get away, and I called the Humane Society, and somebody had brought him there. And I don't know if he got away from here, because they never said. They found him in the hallway, or if he jumped off the deck and was running around the road. But when they said in their notes, it said, yeah, he was running around on the road, like out here on like Corona, so... So somehow he fell and didn't get hurt all the way down onto the rocks or the grass. So whew. I have to make sure because he jumps and stuff. And once they get older, I've seen videos of them jumping far. So I have to make sure to not let him get up there. And it's only one that does it. The other one's not as adventurous. But so I finished the Sibylline Prophecy last night. It sounds like so similar to the Bible. It's like a miracle that book didn't make it into the New Testament or the Old Testament or whatever, into the Bible when Constantine built it. But so then I got started on Montesquieu because I haven't read Montesquieu on Audible yet, only on my website. It's like a big book, probably the most important book, I would say, the most important political book ever written because. It's a compilation of all of the different laws, basically, in like 3,000 pages. And that's the book that our founding fathers referenced to make our Constitution, so, and to write, and even the Federalist Papers and Anti-Federalist Papers. So, and that's the book the first book that I'm going to heavily link with other books, and I already did it with Plato. I have every single reference that he had with Plato, and I'm going to have every reference he has with everybody. This is like a long-term project. But I didn't start listening to it yet. Maybe I will when I go in the gym. So that's what I'm going to do now, go to the gym, work out, because yesterday was my stretch day. So today will be my workout day. Then I'll do the road trip with my mom, come back and stretch. And that'll be it. Because I'm so out of shape that... I shouldn't just start, even if bicycling is my main sport, I shouldn't just get up on and ride every day because it's like really, it would just wear me down and hurt me more than help me because like I've been on like 3 or 4 bike rides already this year and like like the last time I went on a bike ride, number one, I can barely hold my body up on the bike, and so my whole back, like my entire back, like my shoulders and my whole back, all the way down feels like it can barely hold the bike up, and also that I can't even feel the muscles. But then on top of that, my neck was in so much pain I could barely hold my neck up, and it was in pain, and then, the knees hurt when I get back, and I'm weak, super, super weak, like ridiculously weak, like going 9 miles an hour up a barely an incline, and so it's like I'd be way better off. I could make myself a way better rider by just stretching. I would get the strength back and I'd be able to hold myself without hurting. So yeah, I've kind of decided for the first month I should probably only ride the bike maybe 2 times a week. 2 or 3 times a week, and not even that much, just so I could spend most of the time at least getting my muscles woken up again. Like I went into the gym the other day and I did the pec fly and rear deltoid, which is one of my favorite machines over there, and like my muscles like when I was doing the pec, it was my back muscles that were hurting the most, not even my pecs, and all these muscles were like super weak and like what the hell, and then the next day they're not even worked out, and I have to, and so but I came up with some new stretches yesterday for my arm, where I hold on to the cable and I bring my arm up behind my back, and then I go down and it torques my back up. I don't think that's a stretch I don't even remember ever having done before. And then I invented a new massage device. I'll show you. Last night, because I was looking at all my like toys that I have. I have all these toys over here. Like I have dart gun. I can shoot darts at my little MAGA guy. His head. I'm a pretty good shot. And I also have squirt guns, but like I have these things. These little balls. These are juggle balls. They're like glowing juggle balls. I have 3 of them that I got on Amazon like a couple years ago, and I was buying up all sorts of stuff. Like when I went to the supermarket the other night, I got that little thing. Oh, damn, why is it not focusing? I got that little basketball hoop on a ball. It's because it's smaller than that one. I was gonna put it in my car, but I was like, I couldn't think of a place in my tiny little car to put it. I thought it'd be cute. In a van, that'd be cool to have. But so anyways, I realized that this thing is the perfect size to massage my butt. Like I can just lean, I can get on the side and just relax and let this drill into my butt in all sorts of different spots, and it like squeezes my butt muscles, and it feels, like that pain of squeezing the muscle, and it's like perfect. So to open up the hips and everything. So what I did was I got my leather belt, and I tied and I duct taped these suckers, because I had 3 of those balls, 2 of the balls to the inside of the belt, so I can put the belt on with 7 notches in, and I can like move from side to side. So I can do the left side and hold it, and it holds the balls in there better. And then I move over to the right, and I can do that all over. And yeah, and then I can use this one I put this one on one side of my back, on my lumbar on the bottom, and this one on the other, right next to each other, and I lay down and it pushes into my back. And I can do my lower back, I was doing all over my back. I can do between my shoulder blades. I can be doing either side of my back all the way up, and even on my neck. It's the perfect massage tool, man. These little glowing juggle balls. And yeah, so I came up with another stretch for my arm, a brand new stretch for my arm, and then invented a massage thing. I've had the same stretch routine since I was a teenager, and just isolated muscle stretches, and So to come up with a new arm stretch is pretty cool. I have a bunch of arm stretches too that I use with my, well, it's actually with that thing. That's a pull-up bar, and I'll start doing pull-ups whenever I can. I'm not strong enough now. Probably couldn't even do a single pull-up now, but I have these little bars that I got straps, and so I use those to stretch with. Yeah, so I'm gonna stretch big time. Like, you're gonna be the better athlete the more training you do, because you can never train too much because you can always stretch. Like the only time you're gonna be too tired to stretch is if you're like completely wasted from something. But then you'd be so wasted the next day you want to take a day off, and that'd be the day that you would stretch all day long. Like, you wouldn't take a day off to go hiking or to work on your website or to hang out with somebody. You just stretch all day long. And so I want to be able to do the split so I can kick that sucker all up in the head. I want to be able to kick that thing in the head even when it's like 6'6" settings. Yeah, and then once I get limber like that, I'm good. I live here in a house, and if I get a roommate, whenever I get a roommate, it'll be a roommate who, I'll make sure it's a roommate who's not like somebody who's going to not be an athlete or understand athlete, Just be so I can just get into routine, stay in this apartment, and stretch all the time and never get out of shape or out of limbarity ever again, and hopefully never have to get my left hip replaced or feel pain in my left hip or my left ankle, So anyways, so that's what I'm up to. I think I'm going to upload this and then, or maybe not upload it because I recorded it. I'll call my mom and we'll reconfirm, and then I'm going to go to the gym, yeah. And then when we come back from our drive, I'll spend the rest of the day stretching. So, yeah, and then whenever I get around to it, maybe I'll get going on the website again, like doing certain tiny little thingies here and there, but that's not going to be for a while. Okay, talk to you later.